We are here at Brewery Vivant at 925 Cherry Street up in Grand Rapids, and we're going to be shooting our first video of the Let's Put the Fun in Funeral Talk. So we are going to visit places that were once funeral homes, and we're going to check out what kind of has transitioned over time when maybe a building used to be the source of sadness and loss and grief, but is now something else. And so Brewery Vivant is one of those locations. Back in 1894, the Metcalf Funeral Home purchased this location to be their funeral home. So over the years it transitioned into what would be like their livery. They had their vehicles, they've had their horses stored here. Upwards of 17 white horses that pulled their horse-drawn hearses over the years. However, fast forward, as the funeral home grew, they then moved to a standalone facility outside of this downtown Grand Rapids area. This was then a daycare for many, many years, and it sat empty in 2005. So then 2010 rolls along, and Jason and Chris Spalding purchased this location to become the new brewery. Hey, so you guys can see we're here in Brewery Vivant. Behind me is the original front of the funeral home chapel. The room we're standing in was the actual chapel. To the one side of this building was where the old stable or livery was, where all the horses were kept. The building to the other side was the original residence and funeral home. And the Metcalfs then purchased this middle space and built this chapel. And it was about the mid-1900s, and so it was when funeral homes starting to bring the bodies back into the actual funeral home, not so much when they were having viewings in the home anymore and things, but they did have horses longer than a lot of funeral homes typically did back in the day. A lot had transitioned over to the hearses, where they maintained their horse-drawn hearse for quite some time, which is amazing. Upwards to 17 white horses that would pull the hearses. We're looking up at the what would have been where the organist, pianist area up top, and in most any churches that you go into now, you'll see there's like the organist loft or a choir loft where the music would radiate from, where you could look down over and see what was going on in the service. And that's very traditional. It's now offices up there because the stairway to get up there is super tiny and super unsafe for the public to traverse to get up there.